So our featured poet tonight and juror for season 15 is Allisa Cherry. Allisa Cherry is the author of An Exodus of Sparks, Michigan State University Press, and the 2024 recipient of the Wellbearer Books Poetry Prize from the RCAH Center for Poetry. She currently lives in Portland, Oregon, where she teaches classes and workshops for immigrants and refugees transferring their lives to the United States, and also serves as the poetry editor of the West Trade Review. Please welcome our featured poet and juror for season 15, Allisa Cherry.
My joke is always that I'm like 6 inches taller than your average poet. Yeah, can you all hear me okay? Okay, good. All right. Before I get started, I first want to say thank you to Artstra and to Poetry Moves, and also happy birthday to Poetry Moves, and to C-TRAN. I only have 15 minutes, but I'm going to go long anyhow. So I want to tell a little bit of a story to C-TRAN. Where's my guy from C-TRAN? Somewhere? Yeah, hey. I got an email after the poems ran on the bus. I got an email through my website from a young person who had started reading a poem, my poem on the bus, and had been writing it in their journal and had to get off the bus before they finished, and they reached out to me to ask me if I would send them the rest of the poem. And I have been that person on the bus, you know, bleakly trying to make my way to work, and found a lot of beauty in public art, in public spaces, and so I feel really grateful for this program. I also want to thank all the poets who read today and who are sharing space with me. Poetry is kind of a solitary effort, and so anytime we come together in community, it's super meaningful to me. I feel like it's the antidote for the news, and I am so happy that I got to be the juror. And I also, listening to the poems, I also felt really, really good at my job because they were so amazing. All of the poets were so good today. Yeah, give it up to the poets. So good. So I'm going to read today from my book, mostly from my book, which is called An Exodus of Sparks. And I conceived of this book as a sort of braided elegy that looked at my brother's death in a drunk driving accident and my father's death to downwinder-related cancer, and then this sort of collapsing system of faith, all sort of couched in the American Southwest where I was raised. I was raised in rural Arizona. And I'm going to begin with a poem that's called Exegesis. At the end of the poem, I'm going to use this word that is descanso. That's the name of the little roadside monuments you see at the scene of catastrophic car accidents. And so this poem is called Exegesis. It is because of my brother, who will never be 20, I comb the land around Lyman Lake, seeking in its rough folds that fracture where he gave this life the slip, as if it might be marked by a Utah juniper, its trunk slowly twisting in a high desert wind, its dusty blue berries, a door code I will punch, and finally enter a room where it is always the moment before his head splits upon stone, where the stars keep spinning toward daybreak and the pickup still teeters at the end of its long roll. But it is hidden from me by a nimbus of sage, by threadleaf groundsel popping off its yellow sass, and snakeweed hiding the sinister truth that he was not made to outlast me. Someday soon, the lupine will rise like blue spears from the dust. The globe mallow will bloom to be devoured by ants, and I will see his death happened everywhere at once. So the earth raised 1,000 descansos that said here and here and here. Thank you. Thanks.